Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Rod Venus. Today I want to do a quick tutorial on the Cynefin Nemissa mermaid tail for Second Life. So today what we're going to do is explore a little bit about how to wear the tail, showcase some of its features, and highlight a few creators who offer some really stunning skins like the one you see here for the Nemissa tail. Alright, so now we're back on the platform where I feel like I live about 75% of my Second Life, which I'm sure most of you are like, understood, completely understand that. But anyway, I digress. So what I really want to do today is just go over a few little highlights that the Nemissa tail features. First of all, it is bento. It is a bento rigging, and it allows for some more fluid and natural movements that you would see underwater. What I want to show you real quick is, let's see if I can find it real quick. Because of course, you know, I'm going to go ahead and actually I'm going to unpack a fresh copy because it's a lot easier to start from scratch. So fresh package right out of the box. What you get is starting from the bottom, you get a tail poser, which is great for taking photographs, posing your tail in certain environments, having it fit like a certain angle that you want, things like that. It comes with two tails. It comes one with the AO built in and then one without, for those of you who prefer to sort of bake your own AO. It comes with several fins that are separate, but then it also comes with one all-inclusive linked fin package here. It comes with a few little props, which I've opened it, I've looked at it, but I've never really used them. And then it also comes with the creator's kit, which is great for helping to build your own skins for the tail itself. And it comes with several base colors first. You put those on first, and then it comes with some overlay layers, some optional layers they call it, to add a little bit of nuance or zhuzh or whatever you want to call it to your tail. Let's go ahead and start by adding the tail with the AO built into it, and then I'm also going to add all my fins together because it's easier just to do them all. And I do it this way because, I mean, honestly, I like the look of all of them there. I know some folks prefer to have only maybe like the side fins or the pelvic fins attached, I guess, and then maybe leave off the dorsal and the lower fins. But it's, you know, it's your path. Choose your own adventure in that case, but I prefer to have them all on, so I'm going to do that for this one. So for this, let's see, let's pick a color I don't use very often. So we'll do the Firefish. We'll add that on first. That's a really bright, nice color, actually. I've never opened this before, but you can see this is just the base. This isn't even like with any additions to it. So you can see like all the detail that goes into coloring it. It has the nice little tips on the dorsal fins there, and even on the pelvic and lower fins as well, which is really cool, and on the tail I see. So that's a very cool feature. There's some skins, and actually I think one that I'll show you in a little bit, where you can actually make some of these areas in here translucent so that you can sort of see through them, which is very awesome. Let's see. So let's go ahead and add one of these optional layers, and it's just a matter of clicking and adding, and then add the color fade. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, so you can see like right out of the box, it's just straight off, really easy, straightforward, you know, no muss, no fuss. It's a really nice tail. It's great for role play. It's great for photography. It's great for just exploring underwater sims and just sort of watching your avatar. It's very relaxing. So yeah, I mean this is the basics for the tail itself, which you can see is pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some of these off, and then what I want to do is showcase a few of the makers that have created for Cynefin over the years. Now, Cynefin, what I do want to mention also, Cynefin's been around for a number of years. I'm going to highlight 3 tails in a series of videos that I'm planning. This is the first of the 3, and all of these 3 are sort of the biggest, I guess the most popular fins that are out on the market right now in Second Life. Cynefin has been out the longest. I want to say it's been almost 4 years now that it's been out. I think it came out right around the same time that I came back into Second Life after a few years of a break. And I just remember being really blown away by how it looked when I demoed it the first time. It was just like, wow, this is incredible, because I still had that sort of, the older tales kind of in the back of my mind. There were a few out there that were of varying quality, but mostly I think what was so impressive was the whole bento. Bento is a feature built into the tail, because no longer was it those 5 joints I think they were previously, and now it just felt like it moved like it would in nature, which was very cool. So there's 2 skins that I want to highlight, one from Creature and one from Mermaid. Mermaid actually, so this is a little bit of a commercial. My apologies. Mermaid actually sells the Cynefin tail. Unfortunately, the creator has gone on a health hiatus from Second Life. I don't know if there's plans for her to come back at some point in the future, but for now the tail is not supported. What that means for some of the newer bodies that have come out maybe in the last year or so is that there's no plans, at least in the foreseeable future, to rig for it. But Legacy for male and female are both covered, and I believe Lara and a few other, and I know Jake also for male, but I'm not sure about any other female bodies other than maybe Lara and a few others that might be out there. But some of the newer ones like Eborn, I don't believe there's a version for the Nemissa tail for this. What it also means is, so Mermaid is selling the tail on the owner's behalf, which is really cool. But it also means that you can't gift it. And because there's no support for it, redeliveries don't work. So I would make sure that if you do buy it, if you decide that you have to have it, which it is a really cool tail, make sure you hold on to the box and put it somewhere safe, at least for the foreseeable future. So I just want to put that out there as one little caveat about, when you purchase this tail, just keep an eye out for that. So back to highlighting some creators. So first on the list, I wanted to make sure and give my friends at Creature a shout out. I am a blogger for the store, so you can see like a million different folders here by the same creator. No, I mean, I am biased, but no, it's not because of that. It's because I blog for them and I have a lot of the different skins for it, so I have to write about them and photograph them. But that being said, yes, I do think that they're amazing. And let's see. I'm going to open, I think one of the first purchases was actually one of the first purchases for this tail was from Creature, and it was this leather tail outfit, which I think is very cool. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to show you what I mean. So definitely has that sort of look of leather for sure, which I think is very cool. Maddicus Marrow is the creator of Creature, And what he's done is he's also included, and he does this for a lot of his skins, he also includes normals and speculars that you can add to different tails. And I can show you how to do that real quick. It's actually a pretty easy process. So for those of you who are really familiar with this, you can probably skip ahead because it's kind of like, old news for you. But literally it's just dragging and dropping. You definitely have to res this tail out separately. I'm not doing that here, but I want to just walk you through it real quick. You should res out the tail somewhere on your land or in a sandbox. And then what you want to do, excuse me, just recovering from a cold, is for bumpiness, where it says bumpiness normal under this texture tab, you just want to make sure that you select that. And then what you would do is go to the tail where it says normal and drag it to this box, which I can't do because I'm wearing it. But if it's rezzed out, it will copy in there. And then go to specular after that. And then drag, same thing. So just go do that. And then the other thing I would just check, and it should be okay, make sure your glossiness is set to 100 and that your environment is set from, I'd say between 5 and 10. I think 6 is a safe number. I didn't do this. It came out of the box like this, and it should be fine when you do it. But in the future, like for most tails, I would suggest doing about 100 for glossiness, for shininess, and then somewhere between 5 and 10 for environment, just to make sure you're picking up some of the reflective qualities in your environment. You don't want to go too high because then it looks really weird. But so yeah, that's that. You just drag and drop, literally. And then he's also included ones for the fins. So it's literally the same process. I unfortunately can't select from here for some reason. I learned that the hard way, but it's the same process. Pretty easy process, bumpiness, shininess, and then you just drag the files in as needed and then close it. These can be resed out separately. So yeah, it shouldn't be any issues there. If you encounter any problems with it, send me a note and I can walk you through it, but it really should be pretty straightforward. But yeah, that's what the creature tail looks like. That's what comes with it. I think it looks really amazing. Definitely one of my favorites, all-time favorites. I do want to go over another one. For this one, I'm going to have to use a different tail. I'm going to have to switch to my scripted tail. Only because, and I'll show you in just a second why. Let's see. Nemissa. Let's type that in. Okay. Close that. Here we go. So here's my scripted. Oh yeah, and I label everything. So let's go ahead and add this one. I think this one has the script and it'll confirm it in just a second. No, it does not. I was wrong. Okay. It's this one. Yeah, I can see it's working actually. There it is. Okay. So I'll show you what that is in just a moment. I'll have to do the same thing with the fins. Just confirm that they actually have the script in there. Yes, and they even have the alien wave script. Okay, great. So that maker rather for mermaid, let me get back to that real quick, includes a box that comes with it called HUD scripts. And all you have to do is just hit add and then unpack it and it should show up. Let's see if it did it. It did not. So that's fine. But under normal circumstances, it would unpack and some scripts will come out of it. I already have the script, so I'm not stressing about it too much. This shouldn't happen to you. But it does happen. So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead. It's the same process. Just add the bomb first. And then this is what it looks like with the materials already set because I've worked on this tail previously. But here's the HUD that comes with it. What you can do, I'm also going to add the taillights real quick just to show you kind of like what comes all together. So it literally is just clicking across different buttons here, and you can see what I mean about the fin opacity. And so you can make it opaque like you see now, or more translucent like I had it before, which I think is a pretty cool feature. And that impacts, well, if I had them on, I've managed to turn all this stuff off, but you can see it also impacts the other tails as well, or fins, I'm sorry, as well. You can see through those, they're also translucent. So it affects all the fins, which is a very cool feature. These bubbles that you see around me like an aura are from this chroma bubble button here. And you can also switch those to look more oceanic if you want. I do like the chroma bubbles though. And then, like I showed you before, because of my mistake, you can actually turn these on and off at whim if you need to. But yeah, so that's Mermaid. So to add a script, it's the same process as, essentially the same process as when you were adding your textures. You would just res out your tail and then select Edit, go to Content, and then drag the script, which in this case it's this tail control, into the Contents folder. And then start your HUD, and it should be working just fine. So it's pretty straightforward and pretty easy. But you can see how this tail has some pretty cool features that different creators have highlighted and kind of made their own, which I think is incredible. There's a few other sort of talented creators that offer some equally beautiful skins for Nemissa that I don't necessarily have examples of, but I wanted to make sure and highlight some of those. So there's a store called Mysteria, and they offer a series called Cosmic Destiny. And that's more like on sort of like this astrological cosmic theme. Zenchild Designs, who I'll talk about in another video in a little bit more depth, also provides multiple Nemissa tail skins. One in particular I always liked was the 4 Houses Mermaid Tails. So it's like 4 different bomb mods that are inspired by wizarding houses, which I think is kind of cool. And then Mermaid makes some more skins as well for Nemissa, including koi tail and fins, and it adds like some really vibrant, intricate designs to your tail. And like as you can see, there's multiple creature ones as well, like tinsel tail. Let's see what else. There's a few others that I have here as well. That I'm not. Oh, Stone. Stone was a really cool one that Maddie did. Let's take this off real quick. I can show you that while we have it open. If I have it open, let's see. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on top of this. You can get the idea. But again, it's it comes with normals and speculars as well that you can add. In this case, each one of these bombs has sort of a highlighted look to it that you can add, which I think is really cool. But yeah, so it looks like that mossy stone kind of look, which I thought was really cool when I first saw that. So that really covers off the majority of this tail. I think, like I said before, it has a wide array of creators over the years who've created a multitude of tails. And I haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg in mentioning the names that I've mentioned. But I think one of the nice things that people were really drawn to this tail was that it's very flexible, it's scriptable, obviously, and also the fact that it's just a very functional tail. It works really well with every AO that's bento, and doesn't seem to have any like issues or conflicts with any sort of movements or anything like that I've noticed over the years. It's great for exploring and photography. It's just an all around really good tail. But like I said before, if you do purchase it, just make sure you hold on to the box just in case. So I wanted to put that out there. But yeah, I mean, I guess just explore multiple creators, see what's kind of your favorite, and you can customize your Nemissa tail to reflect your own personal style. And then, I just want to end by saying thank you for being here for this first tutorial, and I hope that you enjoy creating your unique mermaid look with this tail, the Cynefin Nemissa tail in Second Life. And I will see you next time.